Dear students, next topic is polygenic inheritance in wheat kernel color. What is kernel color? The cover of the seed or seed coat. This is the kernel color. Polygenic inheritance. What is the meaning of poly? Many or several genes. So polygenic inheritance, several genes combine to affect a single trait. So a group of genes that together determine a characteristics of an organism is called polygenic inheritance. This polygenic inheritance experiment was demonstrated by Swedish botanist or genetist H. Nilsson Eel 1909 in wheat kernels. So the kernel color is controlled by two genes. How many genes? Two genes. So each genes has two alleles, one with red kernel color and was a dominant, white is the, and another one white is the recessive character. Nilsson Eel crossed the two pure breeding wheat varieties, dark red and white. Dark red genotype is capital R1, capital R1, capital R2, capital R2. White genotype small r1, small r1, small r2, small r2. So this F1 generations, red were obtained with this genotype is F1 generation, capital R1, small r1, capital R2, small r2. So F1 wheat plant produce four types of gametes, R1, R2, capital R1, small r2, small r1, capital R2, small r1, small r2. The intensity of red color is determined by the number of capital R. So, 4 R genes are present. Means capital R1, capital R1, capital R2, capital R2, dark red in kernel color. Okay. So, 3 R genes, medium dark red. 2 R genes, medium red. 1 R genes, light red. So there is no R genes, which means there is no capital R genes, absence of R genes, small r1, small r1, small r2, small r2, white kernel color. This is the polygenic inheritance in wheat kernel color. So parent generation dark red, white. So F1 generation medium red, capital R1, small r1, capital R2, small r2. So this is a medium red color. F1 generation shelved. This is the shelving. This is the method of checkerboard method. So here the result is 1:4:6:4:1. This is the ratio. What is the ratio? 1:4:6:4:1 is the ratio. Okay, wow. So here first is the dark red color. 4 capital R present. So dark red color kernel color. So another 4. Next ratio 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 is this medium dark red. So here 3 R genes are present. So another one 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 is this medium red color. Another one capital R, only one capital R present. So it's a light red in color. 1, 2, 3, 4 light red color. So there is no capital R gene, absence of R gene. So this is a white kernel color. Clear it? So the number of each phenotype is plotted against, this is the plotted against method, against this intensity of red kernel color, which is produced a bell shaped curve. This is a bell shaped curve. 1:4:6:4:1 is the ratio. So another example also, height and skin color in human beings are controlled by the 3 pair of genes. Next, conclusion. Finally, the loci mean locus, place, that was studied by Nilsson Eel were not linked to the genes, and the genes are assorted independently. So next, later the researchers discovered the third gene also affect the kernel color of wheat. Here the 3 independent pair of alleles were involved in the kernel color. So in this F2 generation 63:1 ratio is present. 63 many shades of red in color. One is white color. Here 1 is to 6 is to 15 is to 20 is to 15 is to 6 is to 1. This is the ratio of this polygenic inheritance in wheat kernel. So 1 dark red, 6 moderate red, 15 red, 20 intermediate red, 15 light red, 6 very light red, 1 is white. So in this result, the genes, the blending inheritance was not taking place. In this F2 generation, plants have a wide range of color variation. Okay, this due to the fact that the genes are segregating and recombination takes place. Another evidence for that absence of blending inheritance is the parental phenotype. What is the parental phenotype? Dark red and white color is the parental phenotype. This parental type is again it's appear in F2 generation. Here there is no blending of genes, only the phenotype. So this is the polygenic inheritance in wheat kernel color. Next topic, extra chromosomal inheritance or extra nuclear inheritance or cytoplasmic inheritance. You know very well, DNA is the universal genetic material. Okay, genes located in the nuclear chromosomes. You know, nucleus, in the nucleus chromosome is present, on the chromosomes genes are present. So this is the follow of Mendelian inheritance, but certain traits were governed either by that chloroplast or mitochondrial genes also responsible for that inheritance. So it is act as a inheritance vector. This phenomenon is known as extranuclear inheritance. It is a kind of non-Mendelian inheritance. It is not followed this Mendelian inheritance. So it is called that non-Mendelian inheritance. Since it involved the cytoplasmic organelles such as chloroplast and mitochondria that act as the inheritance vector. So it is based on the independent self-replicating extra chromosomal unit is called plasmogene. This plasmogene is the responsible for the cytoplasmic inheritance in chloroplast and mitochondria. So first one, chloroplast inheritance. In this chloroplast inheritance is found in 4 o'clock plant, so Mirabilis jalaba. In this, there are two types of variegated leaves are present in 4 o'clock plant. What are the two types of leaves? Dark green leaved plants, pale green leaved plants. The pale green leaved plants, this is a dark green leaved plants. When the pollen of dark green leaved plants, it's a male, is transferred to the stigma of the pale green leaved plants. It's a female. It's a male, this is a female. And pollen of pale green leaved plants, it's a male. It is transferred to the stigma of dark green leaved plants. In that F1 generation, the both crosses must be identical as per the Mendelian inheritance. Okay. But the reciprocal cross F1 plants differ from each other. In each cross, F1 plant reveals the female character, which means female plant. Here the female plant dark leaved, the F1 generation dark leaved. Here pale green is the female character. Pale green leaves of plants are expressed in F1 generation. This is the chloroplast inheritance. In this inheritance is not through the nuclear gene. It is due to the chloroplast gene. What is the chloroplast gene? It's a plasmogene found in the ovum of the female plant, which is contributed the cytoplasm. So when during the fertilization. But male gamete contribute only the nucleus, not in the cytoplasms. Okay, this is the chloroplast inheritance. Next, mitochondrial inheritance. In this mitochondrial inheritance, male sterility found in pure mice, the Sorghum vulgare, is the best example for that mitochondrial cytoplasmic inheritance. So it is called that cytoplasmic male sterility. Cytoplasmic male sterility. In this plant, there are two types of cytoplasms. One is normal cytoplasm N, male fertile, and another one is aberrant cytoplasms, is non-fertile. This is sterile. Aberrant cytoplasms, yes. Yes, cytoplasms, it is a male sterile. These types also exhibit the reciprocal differences as found in Mirabilis jalaba. Next, cytoplasmic genetic male sterility. So, this cytoplasmic genetic male sterility is common in many plant species. This sterility is maintained by the influence of both the nuclear and cytoplasmic genes. So there are two types of cytoplasm. One is cytoplasm N normal, another one is cytoplasm S sterile. So these are found in mitochondrion. There are also restore the fertility of RF genes. Even though these genes are nuclear genes, RF genes do not have any expression of their own unless the sterile cytoplasm. RF genes are acquired to restore the fertility in S cytoplasm, which is responsible for sterility. So, this combination of N cytoplasm with small rf and the S cytoplasm with capital RF produces the plant with fertile pollens, while S cytoplasm with small rf produces only male sterile plants. Next, atavism. What is atavism? Reappearance of ancestral characters, which means atavism. Atavism is a modification of biological structure whereby an ancestral trait reappears after having been lost through the evolutionary changes in the previous generations. Okay, evolutionary traits that have disappeared phenotypically do not necessarily disappear from an organism's DNA. The gene's sequences often remains but is inactive. Such an unused gene may remain in the genome for many generations. So this is an example, re-emergence of sexual reproduction in the flowering plants. Hieracium filosella is the best example for atavism in plants. This is atavism. What is atavism? Reappearance of ancestral character.